YouTube, what makes a good Yu-Gi-Oh deck? Well, a good Yu-Gi-Oh deck is when it is absolutely unfair. With Ryzeal not doing so well, it's time to make it unfair through turbo searching out Protos so that the opponent cannot special summon dark monsters, or even searching for the Featherstorm. That's right, searching this card, and then for your opponent's entire turn, negate all of their monster effects. That is how we are making Ryzeal viable in this current meta. So get ready for Kawaki versus Malice Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Maybe something like Full Loss should keep us in check though, right? Because the play to go into Featherstorm requires 6 special summons. You need 6 level 4s. 4 for the Allenbert, 2 for the Musketeer to even activate the Featherstorm here. But because we're now under Full Loss, what do we freaking do? And the Onomatopoeia searches for 2 cards. This is like a wishes. Discard a card, search 2, negate you. So what we're gonna now cope on is you would make a Baguska here, but Baguska's banned. So instead, we're gonna YOLO for X-Ryzeal. Oh, I thought we were gonna maybe try to make a Banshee play. Doo-Doo Warrior is going to be triggering Engrave to add from the deck. Well, Drone Lockford says, I don't think so. You're not going to add with X-Ryzeal. You're not gonna add with the Doo-Doo Warrior. Negate. Nothing for you, mate. And this is duo layering over our Full Loss. So the Full Loss is now also turned off. Let's activate the Ganbara Knight. Special summon onto the field, special summon the X-Ryzeal, further going into the Eclipse Twins. We're gonna use both of them to go into the Utopic Future Zexal. You freaking what, mate? How does this card work? Well, it states that your opponent's monsters, their monsters specifically, cannot target monsters for attacks except this one. Also, your opponent cannot target other cards on the field with card effects. This means that if your own deck wants to target your own cards to make their own plays, this prevents them from even doing that. Now, is that going to be a big deal against Malice? I don't think so. Now, beyond that weird effect of preventing them from targeting their own cards and your other cards, also, when your opponent activates a card or effect on the field, you'll chain directly to that activation to then non-target take control of one monster the opponent controls. And then for the rest of this turn, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So the play is summon, don't do anything after that, don't activate, and just destroy this by battle and then make your plays afterward. Can we do that? We're going to Allure of Darkness. We can't use the effect to make us indestructible by battle or card effects. YOLO Allure of Darkness. Draw 2. If we have no dark monsters, you must send your entire hand to the graveyard. We set Artifact Lancia in the back row. You what, mate? Draw 2 into the March Hare. Just like that, we actually have a play. Now, the March Hare is 600 attack, big enough to attack over the Utopic Future. And that's exactly what we do. As I said, don't activate anything, but the Eclipse Twins is going to reborn back onto the field of the Banshee. That's not that big of a deal here. We just have to deal with the impermanence. Let's Link Decoder, summon the backup Ignister, search for the Dormouse, discard the Dormouse. Let's go into the Lizard Dose. If you try to imperm the Lizard Dose, it doesn't work because we're banishing by cost. Banish by cost, imperm no good. You're gonna have to possibly try to imperm the Dormouse, or, I mean, what are you gonna even really imperm? They're gonna be plussing too much. This is gonna go into a red ransom. If you were to imperm this, this is just nasty. This is why the Lizard Dose was the perfect summon here, not making a Splash Mage instead. Let's search our deck for the Mouse in Underground, banish in the deck. Could have also gone into a Little Knight. If you try to imperm the Little Knight, if there's another monster in the field, it could dodge the impermanence if you really don't want to make room to play Lizard Dose in your deck. All of this off of a YOLO Allure of Darkness, by the way. Dude is YOLOing Allure and you have an imperm. So you would be feeling good about that, right? Well, apparently not. This is all main phase 2. MTP banished, non-target, banish the... We didn't even use imperm. Imperm got banished while face down. That is how disgusting this is. Holy moly. There's nothing we could top deck into. Thank you. That coincides with us just surrendering. Okay, well, we got messed up by Fua and Droll. Droll's gonna stop us from searching for Protos. Droll's gonna stop us from searching for the Featherstorm. If they open up Droll, how are we gonna be toxic? It's It's your turn. We are... Okay. We're getting attributes in the graveyard. That's what we're doing. We can only banish 3 monsters with different attributes from your graveyard or face up, not the hand. So right now, we have water, we have wind. We need a 3rd attribute on the field or grave. You self-declare dark, and then you win, right? It's that easy. Let's go. And we'll even draw 1 off the Baldrake being summoned. Ice, summon from the deck. Oh no, I'm out of plays. I have a water, wind, and light, and then I just summon Protos. Well, the Go-Go Glove is actually dead in the hand. Unfreaking believable that we're doing this. We would have ended our turn. This stopped us completely. Ash on Ice Rise Heal. Dark monsters cannot be special summoned. You could draw an Imperm afterward. It does not matter. You can't special summon Dark. You banish Dormouse, it can't come back. White Rabbit set into the back row, MTP. We could banish White Rabbit to search, but then it doesn't come back. So how do we stop them from continually declaring Dark? What's the play? Call Dark again. Goodbye to your monster. You can't reborn with GWC. You can't special summon Baldrake. You can't stop us from just calling it every single turn. And at 3,000 defense, you're not going to be able to destroy it by battle if you even try to sneak out something else. We have Draw and Lockbird to further disallow them from adding from the deck. We're going to MTP add from the deck, but we can't special summon a March Hare. What are we doing here? We're thinning our deck. We have to thin it until we open up an Impermanence, I guess. Can we survive? I guess we are given the opportunity to possibly draw into our Droll. Chessie, banish from the hand a Malice to maybe draw 2. That would be good. So again, here's the lingering effect. Dark monsters are declared. Off. Ooh, this could help us draw into the Imperm. We don't even try to activate. Do we not play Imperm maybe? Set Droll pass? What? We're not going to even activate a lure? What? There's nothing we could draw? Really? Baldrake in response. Now, the White Rabbit is... what's happening here? Baldrake comes out, then dies immediately, and then the White Rabbit can't special summon. All right, goodbye. And can't activate White Rabbit, so, we just lost a card. That card could have just been banished by the allure, right? Well, Protos is banned in the TCG, probably for this reason, right? And there you go. Let's finish the duel. I think, this means you don't play Imperm, I guess, right? Because you would at least try to YOLO it. Lethal damage. Ua ourself. Okay. So our usage of Ash is just going to be on the MTP on the next turn. They try to use MTP, and then what? They're going to use the Allied Code Ignister to negate an Ash? That would be freaking wild. They would normally have an Apollo USA to simply negate the Ash. So with this, we have Crypt or non-target banish, MTP non-target banish. We can banish cards in the graveyard. We can negate and banish anything. About 4 forms of disruption. Doo-Doo Warrior, send for the deck the Go-Go Glove, and in this game state, we could reborn it back onto the field. Let's now turn both into the Exciton Knight. We have to negate Exciton. It's gonna non-target destroy the entire field. That's it. It goes 1 for 1 with that to ensure that now the Ash will negate the MTP. Wipe the field. Negate, because we have to mate. Negate and banish. Triple disruption left. And one of those disruptions is just banishing from the graveyard. That's not even a good disruption, but 2 non-target banishes is what we have to deal with. And we can negate one of them. The MTP will be stopped by Ash. GWC is going to be whipping out the White Binder, so this will be one of our 3 forms of disruption, banishing from their graveyard, if that's even that good. Let's banish 2 cards. Now, we're down to Cryptor and MTP. So essentially, we just have Cryptor. That's it. 7 Tachyon, searching for an X Ryzeal. What keeps this deck in check is Droll, Max, or Fua. Well, we can't Fua because we got cards in the field. We're going to use the Aggregator to negate the Red Ransom. Negating the Cryptor is not a good idea. It will still be activatable and not be negated. Sword's going to be searching for the Ice Ryzeal here. Normal the Ice, special summon from the deck, Star Ryzeal. The big question is, for Baller, is when and what do we banish? Do we wait for them to try to sneak out a Protoss and then banish that? They already summoned the big Exciton. We're banishing right now. Okay. Now we have nothing left because the Ash stops the MTP. So we could do whatever we want. Musketeer set Featherstorm? Are you kidding me? Detach 2, return the Cryptor back on the deck. We're going for Protoss. That's it. Uh-oh. I don't want him getting Protoss. Yes, I'm getting Protoss. You can't stop me. Nothing is stopping me from not only floodgating you, but actually just winning this turn. We don't even have to wait another turn for Featherstorm. We're going to destroy, destroy, destroy. You have no destruction protection whatsoever. Non-target, wipe the field, and then attack for game. Wow. Anti-dark deck. This is it. Search for Featherstorm with the Allenbert, wipe the field with the Protoss, lock them out of dark special summoning. If they had Bystials or an activatable March Hare, which the March Hare would be activatable here, she can't summon. It's illegal. Dark monsters cannot be special summoned. 9,600 damage. Holy shite. Crazy. All right, I slept on the stack. I slept on Protoss Featherstorm Turbo. This is a real thing. To make a deck good, you got to be unfair. And there you go. I guess the Ryzeal Mitsurugi version is not unfair enough. I think at its base, Ryzeal Mitsurugi is a better deck, but if one deck at its base is better, but the other deck is turboing into Protoss and into Feather freaking Storm, you know, you got to get cheesy. Was that the end, right? That was 2-1? Holy moly. Begin. Onomatopoeia, should you ash this? Hell yes. Discard to search 2, negate you. And now we're left with just a Maxian Ash. Mobile X has no play whatsoever here off the top of the deck. What the heck was that? Now we do have Ash to negate the Saji effect of searching for the Mitsurugi Ritual. Ash, our final Ash, is going to be used on the Maxi, and then our own Ash will be used on the Saji. Here we go. Saji trigger, engrave, negate you, and then pass the turn. This is a once per duel. We can't use it again next turn. No good. Now we just have the Impulse and double Fua. Fua will be usable because we're not going to set the Impulse, of course, but we are freaking dead again. Cross is a brick. Off the top, the ritual that I stopped you from searching, and you're just gonna rip it? Are you kidding me? Normal the Ice Ryzeal into the Fua special summon for the deck. It's gonna draw 2. That's it. Is Dre thinking? Hell nah. I'm gonna go for Protoss anyway. We go for Protoss and then we win. Well, what do we need for Protoss? We have a light, we're gonna have a fire, and then we're gonna have another attribute thanks to the Doo-Doo Warrior. That would be the third attribute. So we could go right into Banshee right now, but then we need a card to banish. So if we can get a card banished, then we could return it back with the Nemesis. We're going to X Ryzeal, they draw 1 for that, searching for a Node Ryzeal. Going into a Duo Drive, that is not a Banshee, but it can give protection for our Banshee, because maybe they're gonna want to Ash the Banshee play. So now that we have resilience from an Ash Blossom with a cross, we're only gonna lose to an Impermanence, but not an Ash. So what do? We are going to activate the Banshee. He's gonna use the Ash. Couldn't even see it, it was off the freaking screen. Cross, detach to negate. I don't think so, mate. Lunalight and Onomat Ryzeal brute force through Max C and Foolos. Is that a healthy meta? Are you shitting me? This is a first turn kill meta. Oh, so what if you Maxi or Fua me? I'm gonna first turn kill you. Banish the Kage, return back. Nemesis Flag is going to get impulsed. Uh-oh. How do we play through that? This was not an inherent special summon. Impulse negate the Nemesis Flag, mate. Is it now over? What? You can't impulse a Protoss, but you could impulse the Nemesis flag. Can we reborn the Nemesis flag with the Dugaris? I think so. Do we have Dugaris? Where's Dugaris? Dugaris is right there. Dugaris reborn. Search for a Protoss. No freaking way. I think we're about to do that. Yes? Yes! We negated the freaking thing. We negated him and he reborns it back. And now he's gonna search for the Protoss. Dude has 15 cards in his hand. Banish 3 attributes. Declare dark. And just like that, it goes through. There's no impermanence. There's probably no impermanence deck. And just like that, with 20 cards in his hand, he's still gonna lose probably. Right? I mean, all dark monsters cannot be special summoned. Can't even Wusu. Can't Wusu, it is a dark monster. Unbelievable. And he has to randomly shuffle cards back of the deck thanks to Fool Loss. Until he's +7. So the field is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He has to be 13. 13 cards, or actually 12, +6 that is, not +7. So randomly return back, draw off the top of the deck. We may see a surrender. What are we gonna do? How do we activate Purification? Tribute a level 5 or higher reptile. How do we get a level 5 or higher reptile on the field so that we can negate the Protoss? That would be the only play. Pop a background card with the Tornado Dragon, discard 3 in the end phase. And now we're gonna tribute to search. Okay, we're coping, right? We did it. Wusu is a level 5 or higher reptile. So if we activate Protoss and Purification negates, then we are screwed, mate, unless we're smart enough to activate the Plasma Hole. Target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Ryzeal exceeds before activating the Protoss. We have to be aware of the Purification play. Do not shotgun the Protoss, or it's over. You shotgun Protoss, it's done. We're attacking into it first, but it gets protected by tributing to protect from destruction. Okay? So we're sensing something's up here. We didn't even have the Plasma Hole. Just double attack by battle, and we're still. What if he has an impermanence and he's holding on to it, right? Well, I mean, maybe you'd want to preempt it, but now it's too late. Your opponent cannot target other cards on the field with card effects, cannot imperm Valor the Protoss. And now we Protoss. Dark monsters are illegal again. Back to back. And Mobile X had the right idea. You got the Wusu out plus the Purification to negate the Protoss, but Dre was smart enough to destroy it by battle, and if not, use the Plasma Hole to try to take it out. Holy moly. Is this something we should be cheering on? Is this a good thing that we can? Well, don't play Dark Monsters if you don't like it. All right, well, when is Mobile X surrendering is the question. Purification's not activatable. All of our other cards are not even targetable. Ryzeal Detonator, yeah, he's just 20 cards were in his hand. He actually brute forced Maxi and Fua. And not only does this deck brute force through Maxi and Fua, Lunalight is also. So Konami has given us 2 new decks that brute force through a Maxi just to first turn kill. We're going second, but we have already seen Ryzeal Automac go in second, brute forcing through the field just to get to Protoss to then wipe everything out. We have Droll, we have Ash. We're going to Ash negate the Saji from searching for the Mitsurugi Ritual. As we further go into Mask Arena, giving us 2 more disruption. This is 4 disruption. Force them to discard, wipe out their field, Little Knight double banish. We're in a pretty good spot. Sales ban. What are we banning? On the resolution, the declared card cannot be used for this entire turn. Mask Arena. So all we're doing is forcing them to Mask Arena early. Okay. As we go into a Little Knight. Little Knight's gonna pretty much lose out on its first banish, but we still have the second banish. So we still have the banish effect, and then we have the Prayers to Reborn back, the Murakumo. Murakumo wipe out the field. Thus, we're left with 2 more forms of disruption. Wipe out the Star Ryzeal to what? What were we afraid of? That they're gonna special summon a sword? Sword checks the graveyard or field. If you have a Ryzeal on the field or graveyard, we could still special summon the sword. Wipe the star. Okay, special sword still. I did use up my normal summon. I do have to discard the cross out. We could not have Little Knighted and Murakumo at the same time, but now we're left with just Little Knight. Special summon the X Ryzeal. We made sure to not activate, but if we activate Duo Drive, this will banish it. Duo Drive will search for nothing. Thus, we go to battle. It's battle time. Take out that Little Knight, making sure to activate nothing so it wouldn't banish. Very well done. With 0 disruption left, we're going to be searching for a Node Ryzeal. The big question is, can we turn this into a Protos? Let's return 2 cards in the graveyard. Whoa, hello, Nemesis Flag. We're going to send the Nemesis Flag to Reborn the Star Ryzeal. Let's further go into Dugaris. Dugaris going to detach 2, Reborn the Nemesis Flag. Nemesis Flag searching for the Protos. We have fire, fire, fire. Okay, we need 2 more attributes. Do we have the other 2 attributes? Aggregator is dark. Droll and Lockbird is wind. We have the 3 attributes needed to auto-win the duel. Game over. Dark has been selected. Tell me, how do we get a card banished? What do you mean? Why do we get a card banished? How do we summon this? How could we have summoned this? If we already used up our normal summon and we couldn't get a card banished, how do we summon this? Well, of course, the way we did it, but if we couldn't do that, we had no way to summon this. We couldn't freaking banish. So because of the node being able to discard to then reborn back with Dugaris is the only way why we got into the Protos. And now it's over. Can't special Wuso. How is this fair? Hey, summon Murakumo, wipe it out. Except they added an additional effect. Cannot be destroyed by Murakumo. But we can negate it. Well, they could discard a card so they don't get negated. What do we freaking do? We're going to at least wipe out everything else. Come forth, Murakumo. Murakumo on summon, wipe everything but the Protos. And then Protos will just delete your field again. So it's gonna, be a back and forth? Are we gonna continually summon Murakumo, forcing them to discard a card to activate the Protos? Main phase 2. Let's Ryzeal Cross, ensuring we have an additional card to discard. So now that we have a card in hand to discard, we can make plays with the X Ryzeal. We are sending Eclipse Twins, which requires there to be 2 valid monsters in the graveyard, or at least a valid monster in graveyard to reborn and then attach the other. We're negating the Eclipse Twins. We don't care. We allow it to get negated, and now we're going to make plays from there. Summon a Star Ryzeal, set into the back row the Plasma Hole. Now he activates the Protos, wiping out the field into a Duo Drive with now the protection of Ryzeal Cross. Attach. This is turn 4, meaning we went second. This was a go second duel. We didn't set up Protos turn 1. As we search our deck for 2 cards, special summon the Sword, searching for the Ice Ryzeal. Further exceeding into Ryzeal Detonator. Attach the Eclipse Twins from Engrave. Node Ryzeal sent from the hand to further reborn from Engrave. Let's turn these 2 bodies into a Tornado Dragon. Plasma Hole, pop 2. They're floodgated by the Protos. They're going to be negated with the Duo Drive from the Cross. They can pop multiple times, reborn back, pop even more. Protos Turbo. Even through Maxi and Fool Loss. This is the new way. This is it. Begin. What? Hold up. What the heck was that? A brick, and Baldrake brick. Just brick. Okay, Super Poly and Called By. Is this enough to stop them? Baldrake, a good use of Baldrake if you want to get cheeky is if you wait really late with it, it could be risky because they can get double Leo Dancer in the graveyard, or the chick could be considered a Leo Dancer on the field. But otherwise, we've seen it where they only have 1 Leo Dancer in the graveyard, then they activate Diffuse, you banish it, you catch them off guard. We also have Called By for that. Imperm, Valor, Gold Leo. Ash, the Silver Hound. Now, am I saying you should finger the Silver Hound? I'm not so sure on that. And so the Baldrake and the Called By, it's kind of up in the air if you're waiting for the last moment of them going into their fusion play instead. Grab the Silver Hound, activate Silver Hound to summon from the deck. We are going to be fingering early. There we go. Just like that. Not waiting for the fusion play. Let's see if it works out. Was this the correct thing to do? Let's Foolish Burial, sending from the deck a Martin. Martin is going to be searching for the Masquerade when sent to the grave. Masquerade can now return itself back to the hand to summon the Martin. We're going to trigger the Gold Leo to add the Black Sheep, and we're going to banish the Black Sheep because the Black Sheep would be searching for a Polymerization. Impulse is going to be negating because they have a set card in the field, otherwise it would not have been activatable. Negate. Come to me, mate. Black Sheep for Poly, and then we could polymerize with the Chick and the Gold Leo. If we Martin first, they would be able to super poly us. We do not. And now we have the Perfume Dancer searching for the Perfume spell. The Perfume spell, we're also adding back a Polymerization Engrave, and then discarding the Fool Loss very likely, which will allow us to fuse with our graveyard. The Perfume spell will reborn a monster and be able to search our deck for whatever we want by discarding a card. Chick is back out onto the field. Chick is the most important part of the deck, continually fueling the grave, getting the correct fusion materials in grave to also perform our fusion summon. In response to returning the Chick back to then resummon it, we're going to fuse with their field. Garura is here. No return back, no special summon. Perfume is now going to be searching the deck for whatever we want. Well, let's look in the graveyard here. We do have a Leo Dancer. We're going to be searching for a Tiger, not the Wolf, to be fusing. Since we discarded, the Polymerization could just fuse into the Liger Dancer if we want, right? We discarded with Masquerade, we discarded the Fua, reborn the Chick, Chick send another Leo. It is negated from becoming a Leo for the fusion. We're going to return back the Tiger to summon the Martin, and now we're turning this into a Tiger King. Tiger King, since we're playing more than one Tenki, we're going to be able to search our deck for the Wolf. Tiger King is going to be negating the Garura. Let's fuse with the graveyard, come forth and summon Liger Dancer #1. This can, in most cases, be an auto win, but to make it for sure, you may want to try to summon another one, but it doesn't even matter. So what's going on right now? You see this? This right here? This is the lingering effect window. The lingering effect is this turn, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated during the battle phase whatsoever. If we had other Bystials, it's too late. It does not matter. Double 38, 2200 mate, lethal damage. Through a Called By, a Super Poly, and a Bystial, did not only summon a Liger Dancer, but also had lethal damage. Incredible. So the opposite is happening. It's not that people are becoming more aware of ways to deal with Liger Dancer. Instead, people are learning how to become better with the deck, more so than better at countering the deck. Gursu, do not ash Gursu. You're going to be ashing the Harp Horror instead. Now, can we break this field? Non-target take control, non-target send from the field to the grave, non-target send from the field to the grave again. We could also Little Knight double banish, negate and banish anything. We could also negate a monster from the extra deck activating about 7 forms of disruption. Let's go. Go Leo on summon, negate and banish mate. Cannot Perfume, reborn it back in the field. Can't Almirage it being negated and reborn it back with Perfume. 6 disruption left. We have Black Sheep searching for a Polymerization. We're going to have to Perfume it back onto the field. And then we're going to... Now, if you activate Polymerization, they could just take control of it and then your Polymerization would whiff. We're going to Orcus Nightmare. We're sensing something's up. We sense desperation. We're going to send a Sirius. Are you serious, mate? We're going to finger the Sirius. So we had an additional disruption thanks to playing Sirius in this deck. Negate the Call by the Grave mate. Now it's not going to just be a hunch. We know for sure if they activate Poly and we take control, it's going to fizzle. We are probably just going to pop it. I mean, we can't stop this. That's it. There you go. You're done. Sirius, pop it, and then Martin is nothing. Poly's not even activatable. To game 3 we go. And then this will negate an extra deck monster. Discard search for Wolf. I mean, we actually have a fusion here, but we could just get rid of this. Non-target send it to the graveyard. We could Little Knight banish it. We can then send it twice. We had at least, we could play through 3 Wolves. Wolf, send it. Wolf again, send it. Wolf again, Little Knight it. Black Sheep is going to be searching for the Polymerization. Cross Sheep is not triggering to Reborn because we're under Impulse. Light, Earth, Wind. Cross Sheep will be an illegal activation. So good thing we're not playing TCG. We're now going to do Garrus, detach 2, Reborn the Chick back onto the field. Chick send another Leo Dancer to the graveyard as we now have a Masquerena. Well, do we have enough to summon a second copy? Yes, we do. Even with the Cross Sheep not activatable. Now, do tell. How do you out this? If you let the opponent pick up the deck and draw all 35 cards, I think they still lose. Straight up. Maybe you could Orcus Nightmare boost up a monster to be bigger than 38, right? How big you could plus 800 onto your Enlil Gersu? That's not even big enough. It goes to 34. It's it. It's a first turn kill. First turn. Liger Dancer, unaffected by card effects except Lunalights. There's no way. If you want to get cheeky, you can maybe get a Perfume Dancer in your extra deck, get into the grave, and then you could reduce them to 300 attack if they're in attack position. Skip our main phase. We don't care. Attack, 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 attack. Good job. Good job. That's it. Get 2 out and you win. Masquerena's not needed. Little Knight's not needed. Nothing else is needed. The Silver Hound's not needed for an additional spell and trap card negate, which we also freaking had. If it was still in the... I don't think we actually had in graveyard. We had to banish it. What the heck is this? Magistus? Mitsurugi? It's a 60-card deck, so we also have Fiendsmith? How many more engines do we have in this deck? We have Borreload Savage Dragon in here. We play Invoked, so Invoked is in here also. Or, I think one of the Magistus becomes an Invoked or some nonsense like that, the Crowley. And the Crowley, Lucas is on Luna Light though. Oh my Jesus. We are going to now be Full Lossing in response to the effect of activating the Fusion Summon. We're fusing it up. Crowley with the Lurie into the Makaba. Makaba will be negating anything per the card type that we discard in response. They activate a monster effect, we discard a monster to negate. Spell, trap, or monster, send the same type to negate the activation and banish. Now we have the Magistus Zorora activating to special summon a level 4 spellcaster from the graveyard. Impulse is negating. Now, let's Artemis search our deck for a Spenta, then end our turn. So our only form of disruption is a monster negate. Monster negate and banish mate. Heavy polymerization. You're about to see what that does. Possibly, you're seeing it. How does this work? Holy moly. Per monster the opponent controls, not from the extra deck, not special summoned, just monster on the field. That is then how many monsters you could use in the extra deck for your Fusion Summon. Well, your Fusion Summon is 4 materials. We have 2 Luna Light in the hand, they have 2 monsters on the field, so 2 from the extra, 2 from the hand will summon. Now, you can't overspend on this because you lose life equal to the total attack of monsters banished this way. We're gonna lose at least 5,500 life points for this card. But if it summons a card that auto-wins the duel, it doesn't matter. Fusing it up, that is 5,500 damage. Everything got banished from the extra deck, but the other cards went to the graveyard. And as you can see, we're down to 2,500. We did not chainlink block the Black Sheep. Instead, we chainlink blocked the Silver Hound. We have unaffected by card effects except Luna Light cards come forth and summon for the deck. Now, is Heavy Poly good at all going first? No, it is horrible. But because you auto-win going second with it, even if you're a go-first deck, it's still pretty good. We're going to send the Saber Dancer, wipe away the field, double attack, 700 to the face, not enough for game. The turn this is sent to the graveyard, it's not activatable to buff boost, so we do have to wait at least another turn. We're going to send from the deck a Chick, add the Chick back. We have not normal summoned yet for some reason, as we now Chick, send from the deck, as we return back the Gold Leo, Reborn, the Martin into a Nightmare. So in addition to the already I win card, well, it's not completely I win. It's only 1 Liger. It's an auto win if they have 2. So our out is going to be Wusu. Do we play Wusu? Yurievna, 60-card deck. I know you're playing Wusu. If we get Wusu Tribute over it, we have a chance. You don't Wusu? You couldn't find room within your 60 cards for a Wusu? Really? Our Ramasa searching, we have to deal with Impulse on the Ritual. We could also Ash the Saji if we want to, or we could save Ash for something better because the Impulse is already going to tank the Ritual. Tank the Ritual, perfect. Impulse does not turn off your use of your Ash Blossom. It does turn off your Nibiru. It does turn off your Droll. You do have to be careful about that. And then we didn't even have to Ash. Now, we can Ash the Maxi, and I'll tell you this. If they have Droll against 1 Gold Leo, they can make a Liger Dancer and a Masquerena plus have an additional body. If you don't know that combo, you better learn that combo if you're playing Lunalight yourself. And it's not add Martin. You add Martin, you lose to Droll. You add the Silverhound, then you discard it, and then you could pop off from there even through a Droll. Martin, discard, and then hit him with the Droll. Yes, Droll it up. Now we can no longer add from the deck to the hand. We could still Masquerade, so we do have an extender here. If it were just Gold Leo, we're screwed, but we're not completely screwed. We're gonna add the Chick back to the hand, sure. And then the Martin's gonna return back the Masquerade to further go into the Dugaris. The Masquerade was huge here. We're gonna now reborn back the Gold Leo, turn both bodies into a Little Knight. Little Knight on summon, banish away the Call by the Grave, finger the in-grave Martin to not be used next turn. Now, if the Emerald Bird is sent to the grave by card effect, it will reborn back the Martin. That's gonna be a good way to get access back to it. So, well done. We have to still deal with an Impulse and an Ash. Diviner, Ash, negate, and we already used the Habakiri, mate, right? We definitely did, I'm pretty sure. Yes, we did. So once per duel dead in the hand, Santa Claus not worth tributing over a monster. They get to draw a card during the end phase. They skip the main phase 1 because of the Dugaris. But if they could still make a Liger in main phase 2, it's fine. Well, good luck doing it through a Maxi. Are we under Impulse ourselves or not? So this is fine. So now it turns off Droll, turns off Nibiru, turns off Maxi, but we are not the ones that impulsed. As we saw with Protoss Turbo, it's gonna be the same with Liger. It is worth it to go all the way, but we don't know that they have a Kaiju. And we are in main phase 2. So we're just passing. Good on them to not go all the way for just 1 Liger to then get Kaiju'd. We're going to Crowley. Crowley's gonna get impulsed. Crowley attempting to special summon, the fusion summon that is. On summon, fuse it up. I don't think so. Then we're gonna follow up with a brilliant fusion. Negate the brilliant fusion. I was gonna say, I'm like, damn, Yuri wins. Because what do they really have here besides a Little Knight? But the engrave Silverhound, negate the brilliant fusion, mate. The once per duel Habakiri has already been used, and all we have is Santa. Damn. Didn't even need Liger to win. That is crazy. Masquerade is going to dump from the deck to the grave. Silverhound into a Fua loss. The mindset of the mirror has got to be way different. We can't be taking Maxi or Fua losses challenges because Liger is no longer an auto win. We got to play normal Yu-Gi-Oh here. I would maybe think the go second player just wins, right? You choose to go second. Is that how this works? Whoever goes second in the mirror match wins. Negate the Maxi, mate. And let's now Masquerade it up. So if this becomes popular enough, isn't that going to be a scenario where they want to go second on the ladder, but then it's no longer really that crazy of a first turn kill deck because now you're choosing for everyone else to go first instead of you of fear of the mirror match? Let's Silverhound activate summon for the deck. Chick is going to send from the deck or extract to the grave. Gold Leo trigger, add back, Palmerize. He knows where this is going from here. A 1-turn kill. Bori, big question. Are you going first or second? What do you think? Why would you want to go first? Like, is there a good reason to want to go first? Oh, I want to set up my Raigekis early? Like, really? I don't know. Maybe? Let's find out. We are going first, which may or may not be a mistake. We have a go second card here. Why is this not so good going first? Well, they're going to have no bodies on the field, and you could only activate this if you use 3 or more monsters from your hand or field. So it's not going to be a regular poly to just go into a Perfume Dancer. It can't go into a Perfume Dancer. It's not even possible. Fulas in response to the Masquerade. And, I mean, we now know we are in big trouble. And what's comparable between this deck and the Raziel Protoss deck is they play much less non-engine. Why? Because they're winning on the first freaking turn with their strategy. So the more in-engine cards they play to just auto-win, that's going to be the way. And here we have Nightmares. This is going to be good enough. This is a double disruption. When your opponent special summons a monster, you could detach a material, change that special summon monster to face down and more than once per turn. So double flip. Can we get flipping? Let's see. Now, what's interesting is I'm just reading this. This misses the timing. If you can special summon your monster on Chainlink 2 or higher, it can't flip it. Cool. Add a Silver Hound, discard the Silver Hound. This is the play to play better around a Droll Knockbird. We are going to get flipping. Does this target? You detach, it's a non-target flip. Okay. Leo is going to be adding back a Leo from Engrave. Cross out designate Silver Hound mates to negate their Silver Hound. Okay. All right. Let's now Perfume Dancer. Perfume is going to activate a search for a perfume, and then the Emerald Bird is going to be targeting the Engrave to Reborn back. We're going to flip down the Perfume Dancer so it does not have the ability to return a monster back or return a face-up card back to then special summon a Lunalight from the hand. Let's add the Perfume, which could Reborn and search our deck. We have Tiger King, which can set a 10 key, then search our deck for a Beast Warrior. It's got to be level 4 or lower, so this is not able to search for the Wolf. The Wolf is bigger than level 4. To search for a Wolf, you want to use the second effect of Perfume to discard a card, then you get the Wolf, which would be right now. Discard, and this will generally be the main search for the Perfume, level 6. Cross Shape it up. As long as we're not under Impulse, it will be activatable. Wolf is going to fuse with the graveyard, summon a Perfume Dancer, so we could still use the secondary effect of returning the Wolf back, then summon a monster from the hand if we want to, or return back the Chick, then summon the Chick back. In this case, we're going to be replaying the Wolf. Wolf with enough materials on field and Engrave, we could fuse with face down monsters, of course. We have the Liger Dancer. That's it. That's game. Non-target, wipe the field. And then you just need 400 damage alongside the Liger Dancer. Double attack, 7,600 damage, a normal summon maxi would be game. Yeah, I mean, what do you think? Lucas, Bori is going second the way in the mirror match or what? Or, you know, Lucas had a Fool loss, so it wasn't fair. Without maxi, without Fool loss, where do we want to go? First or second? Well, let's find out in another match. Let's go. 7th Tachyon searching for the Ice Raziel. We do have Fool loss. Activate to summon from the deck mates as we are going to just Ash negate. Let's go straight into our Banshee. Maybe we still win with Protoss, right? Protoss, call lights, and then detonator detach to protect from being destroyed. And then the opponent can't special summon light monsters, right? Let's further go into the Duo Drive. Duo it up, attach on summon. We're going to detach 2 off of any Xyz on field to search for 2. Detach to summon Star Raziel, set up the Raziel Cross. Doo-Doo Warrior, send the Glove. Glove is going to be reborning. Kage is going to further reborn from Engrave or the hand. Or material. We need 2 more. This is no good unless we get 2 more bodies on the field. What the heck are we doing? We're first turn killing with the Featherstorm. Yep. As soon as he sees that, oh, I'm out of here. There's no out. You can't beat it. How do you out it? Ooh, a loss in the draw phase. Don't mind if I do. How are there not more black eyes in the TCG? I don't see how you can contain yourself from reaching across the table. Ooh, a loss. Sure. And let's now send our Granite. We're getting the different attributes engraved so we can Protoss. Let's special summon a Sword Ryzeal. Ice Ryzeal is here. Normal the Nemesis flag, searching for the Protoss. And just like that, we have the different attributes, right? Under Fua, we're gonna have to call light. We need to get a light monster on the field to even be able to call light. We're gonna Pirellia before you summon the Protoss. Yeah, we gotta call light. Light's the way. Ice Ryzeal is light. Call light, you win, right? I think. I don't know. Is calling light gonna win? Let's look at this real quick. So if you're playing Protoss yourself, not that I wanna help if you're a Protoss player, but if you're playing against, let's say we're playing against Ryzeal. So we would then type in Ryzeal, we type in light, and this would be any of the card types you're playing against. It will sort by the most popular light cards. They could still normal, can't special X Ryzeal, can't special Ice, can't special Detonator, can't Exciton our field, and also can't special the Star Ryzeal. You know, is that gonna be big enough to win the duel? Let's see. Are you ready? Let's go. Turn 2 back, draw into a max C, don't mind if I do. And light could not be special summoned. What did we sales ban? I missed that. We sales banned Ash. Onomatopoeia is going to be searching for 2 cards here. Special summon an Earth, which is legal. Plasma Hole, get that Earth out of here before he reborns a monster from the grave. We still have a monster negate, and we have Max C mate. We're going to Max C in response to the Kage special summoning from the hand. We normal summon a light, which is legal. We're going to triple Tactics Talent take control of the Protoss. How do we get rid of this? It can't be destroyed by its own card effects. And we can't link summon because we don't play links, right? We don't. We can't Xyz with it. Do we just win this turn? If we declare fire, then attack for game, do we win? This can change the battle position. That's 3,400 damage on the field. Well, we actually negate. I don't think so, mate. Nice try. Let's further. Maybe we could still lethal, but again, we can't special summon light monsters while trying to lethal. Why aren't we ashing? Well, maybe because we banned it. We banned Ash. Now, the thing that you should be asking is, wait, is that more than once per turn? It's only 1 turn ban for your opponent. It's banned for the entire duel. As you can see, for the rest of the duel, instead of just this turn, when that restriction applies to you, forever banned, we can't Ash. And we banned a card in their hand that wasn't even in their hand, right? They had no Ash in hand, but we banned it. Oh boy, 9,000 damage on the field. Grand Knight is going to be at trade. We banned Ash, and we have 3 of it in our freaking hand. And they're alt arts. He loves Ash, and he banned it. And he's got both of the other 2 sales bans in his freaking hand. What is going on here? Boost, 5,000 attack, lethal damage, did not even have to summon a single light monster through special summoning. Lethal damage. If we were able to negate what, the freaking Duo Drive? Did he Onomatopoeia also we couldn't even negate? Banned himself. Well, when you're playing these first turn kill like strategies, you're going to be using weird cards like Sales Ban because you're going to do anything and everything you can to just get to your core goal of winning right away. Black eyes, I'm black, hello friend. I said black eyes. Not guys, okay? Thank you. KDA with the, thank you. Welcome my friend with the $3. All right. Now, what do we have here? If he summons a barrier statue, do we auto lose? 1,000 attack. Isn't Gold Leo freaking 600 attack? Oh boy. We are going first. And you waited till the finale to brick? Not activatable. Not activatable. Perfume searches your deck and reborns, but it can't search your deck unless it's in the graveyard. How do we get it into the graveyard? We can't. We passed turn 1. At least he wasted a max C, right? Okay, back to you. What the hell? We do have Ash if we want to use that. Ash, negate, just like that. No 7th Tachyon search. We do have Full Loss. Will this be enough to stop them? dude's already preempting the different attributes in Graveyard to summon his Protoss to declare Dark to then auto-win the duel. That's it. He's not, and that's literally all he's doing. Okay, I call Dark. You're done. It's over. Your whole deck is Dark. Everything is Dark. But he can't even make a play. So Kawaki thinks he's locking him out, but his own deck is locking him out. Literally nothing would even be activatable with or without Protoss. It does not matter. And to make matters worse, there's now, we can't, especially even if we had non-dark monsters, we could only special summon Earth monsters. He's still bricked. Maybe we could actually summon this. Maybe. No, we actually can't. Except Earth. So this stops freaking Nibiru. This, Kawaki may say, I actually play this because of Nibiru, right? You just normal summon this, now you know they can't Nibiru you, and we play a lot of Earth monsters. So if you're wondering why not play Dyna, well, this still allows me to special summon my own Earth automatic cards. So that is actually a pretty good idea. If you would want to shotgun, Grand Knight, search it, summon it, and then keep on summoning from there, maybe. Chick, send from the deck. Martin, as I said. Martin, return back the Chick. And then Heavy freaking Poly. This can't make the Perfume Dancer. You need to make Perfume Dancer. But we can't. Saber Dancer. And then we trigger the Hound to summon. Oh my gosh, it's over. That's it. We're cooked. Imperm onto Gold Leo. Lucas! All you gotta do is summon Liger and you win. You can't do that? Apparently not. Now, how good is this? This is still a Towers. This was a Towers and Duel Links. The OG Duel Links Towers of your opponent cannot target this with card effects and it's large. That was enough where you pretty much couldn't out it. Well, we could destroy it with Protoss. The Silver Hound is not even activatable to negate anything. We are having them under the effect of Max C. So the big question is, will Kawaki go for the Max C challenge? This would normally be a Baguska, right? You Baguska to pass under the effect of Max C. We don't have that option anymore. Ryzeal Detonator. Detonate, still special summoning mate. Kawaki, what are you doing? Are you going for a first turn kill or a Protoss? Or both? We are going to special summon the Ganbara, further going into a Duo Drive. Duo Drive is going to be first attaching from the graveyard, then detaching to search the deck. We could cross detach off the Duo Drive to negate. I don't think so, mate. Negate. And now we just have Impulse. You would think Impulse could stop the summon of Protoss? No. Protoss special summons and Impulse stops a special summon, but it can't stop Protoss because. Same thing with X-Ryzeal. Special summon stops it, but nope, it can't. Aggregator is going to negate nothing, just a chain link block the X-Ryzeal. It can't because it's an inherent special summon. It doesn't activate to specials, which is the reason why. And now we have Protoss, after all of that, activate to wipe away the field. Dark monsters cannot be special summoned. 10,000 attack on the field. Wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Couldn't even summon a Liger. Lethal damage. 2-0 victory. The entire top four. Liger Turbo and Protoss Turbo. And then Kawaki had to make it a bit spicier. Apparently Protoss is not enough for him. He also plays the Barrier Statue. That's not enough. He also plays the Feather Storm. That's not enough. He also has to search the Feather Storm with an Allenbert. You what, mate? Meta Weekly. Pure Mitsurugi did quite well today. But then we have good decks and then we have degenerate decks. And in the end, among all the good decks, the degenerate decks took over the entirety of the top four. And then the question remains, are people going to look at the top four and choose degeneracy over the good decks? What's going to happen? What is the message of this event? Well, let's check out the decks. Ryzeal Mitsurugi, which is not playing Protoss. So this is supposed to just be a good deck. Good job, No Name. Here's the extra deck. Yep, no Protoss. And then Brandon. Abo Mod is here. Was he playing under a different freaking name? What the heck? Abo modding it up. Abomod is here. He is top tier, and it was with Mitsurugi. Loving it. Very happy he played with this version of Branded. Good job to you, my friend. I'm very much looking forward to the new Branded cards coming out for you. That's going to be a sight to behold. We're, what, 9 months away from that? Maybe 6 months? And let's see what else we have. What was his name in the event? What was he playing under? Malice. This is going to be the same thing we've seen earlier, right? Nothing crazy. Triple Allure, 2 Allure, playing an Eye Connect, and we have an Ichichi in the main deck. Triple Allure. All right, good job to all the Malice players. Ben Baller, Fictinium, and Rafa. Now, we have the Orcus decks. Rentos. So before the top cut, I was saying the 3 good decks are Mitsurugi, Orcus, and Malice. Even with Mitsurugi outperforming Malice and Orcus in this event, I think Malice and Orcus are a bit better than them. So there's the big 3, but then you have the degenerate decks, which is Lunalight or Protoss Turbo. Rentos, and then I guess that'd be the big 5, right? 3 good decks, 2 degenerate decks, the big 5. Rentos. Good job on you. We got the Santa Claus, and then you want to Lacrima it back to the hand after getting rid of it to summon it over the other Liger Dancer. If you're even able to do that through 2 Raigekis, I don't know how you will do that, but I guess there's a chance. And then Daniel, Santa Claus is here. It is top tier. Everyone is playing it, of course. The common way is just going to hand trap them so they don't even summon a second Liger and just have the 1 Santa Claus be good enough. Moi. Good job. Moi with the Sirius. Sirius has been putting in work. It's been giving extra disruption to Orcus. I'm not sure if the deck actually needs a better power ceiling, a better turn 1, but, you know, it's been working out. Good job to Moi, the only one playing it, right? I don't think anyone else was on it. In fact, it looks like he's playing Sirius over Santa Claus. And also, not playing Fiendsmith, not playing Millennium. Just straight up pure Orcus with Super Poly. Super Poly, yeah, they're not going to have room in the other decks for Super Poly, obviously. Interesting. And then we have the Mitsurugi decks. We'll get to the degenerate decks at the end. Now, we call this pure Mitsurugi, but they're going to be mixed up with Bystials, if you even consider that to be an engine. They're also mixed up with Fiendsmith sometimes. So this is pretty much as pure as it gets with just, you know, the Bystials are pretty much just hand traps here. Main deck and some Lancia, which across the board is pretty decent. It could be kind of decent against Lunalight also. Now, Fimdango, it will at least stop them from summoning a second one, I should say. And then Jim Fandango. Not playing Santa, but playing Fiendsmith. Not playing with the Wuso, but this is, you know, just a Mitsurugi Fiendsmith deck. That's wild. No Kaiju. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't really understand this in your deck. I obviously, I know that Gimmick Puppet plays this, but why do you play this? Target a rank 5 or higher, you control, special summon from the extra deck a number C or CXYZ that is 1 rank higher than the monster you control. So, what's the play? We, I guess, Gimmick Puppet, then, well, we go into the 9, go into the 9, 9, 8 into the 9, 4 into the 8, wait, 8. Okay, so these 2 8s into the 9s. And then, how good is this? What the heck is this Raptor Eagle? The Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Detach material from this card until the end of this turn. Negate the effects of all other face-up cards currently on the field. Also, your opponent cannot activate cards on the field. And then, if this has the Galaxy Eyes Tachyon, it has an additional effect. Tribute to monsters. It can make up to 3 attacks on monsters during each battle phase 4,500 attack. I wish I got to see you use it. Interesting. You know, that's what's cool about pure Mitsurugi is you have room for some cool stuff. And then he has additional 2 normal summons to make the consistency of 1-card combos a bit higher in the deck. Normal summon this, it's full combo. And then we have Mobile X. Mobile X is the purest of pure Mitsurugi. Yep, super pure. Good work here. And then What the heck is this? I don't know. We got to like list this under something else. What the heck is this? This is 5, 6. So we have the Mitsurugi, Magistus, Brilliant Fusion, Millennium, and Fiendsmith. Am I missing an engine that I need to be tagging with this freaking deck? You can pretty much see the extra deck behind my head, right? The Abow's the last card. There's nothing else behind my head. Yeah, that main deck and Retaliating Sea. What a mad freaking lad. Maybe should consider also putting Wuso in here. Because we did scoop when we could have Wuso just a single Liger on the field, so I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe just throw that in. I'm sure we could find room. Good job to you. And then good job, Yurievna. And now to the degeneracy. Luna Light. Triple Tenki, 1 Fractal. Bori is up in here. Good job. Main deck and Impulse. Triple Ultra Poly, triple Impulse. That is the way. Good job. And then again, triple Impulse. 2 Heavy Poly. Lucas Rios, well done. Again, second place. And then we have the Onomat Ryzeal. This apparently was not degenerate enough. He focused on Protoss with sales banning anything that could stop his way from going to Protoss. Good job, Dre. It worked out well. But if you take up the degeneracy, not just 1 more notch, but at least 2 more above this, instead of just Protoss, we also have the Harpy Feather Storm. And that's not enough because we also have the Barrier Statue. And we have a way to search the Featherstorm, we could search the Barrier Statue, and we can, of course, search the Protoss. We are in a dark meta. All of the good decks are dark. Mitsurugi is good, it's dark. Mouse is good, it's dark. Orcus is good, it's dark. We have 3 really good decks in this meta. And then we have, Lunalight's a degenerate, but also a pretty good deck, and that is dark. And then you could maybe, if you're playing the mirror match, which we saw did not work out that well. He called light and he lost within the restriction of Protoss, restricting him on light, and he was still able to 1-turn kill. Now, to be fair, he did take control of the Protoss with the triple tactics talent. That definitely did help out with that. So good job, Kawaki. And God have mercy on all of us if people copy this deck. This is not going to be good for the ladder. This is not going to be good for tournaments. Featherstorm Turbo, Protoss Turbo, and even a Barrier Statue for good measure. Why freaking not? Good job, Kawaki, winning it all. If it works, it works. I will never blame the player. I always blame the game. Konami, fix your shite.